Hello, I'm Dr. Harper. This video is covering the syllabus for Operations Management BANA 3000. So let's bring up the syllabus. So the syllabus, first of all, I start with a course description so we can compare the syllabus with a catalog. And here's a schedule outline. And as I mentioned in the welcome video, every week, beginning on Monday, we have a lecture. And then we have a homework due that Sunday. So we have 6 weeks worth of lecture, question and answer, and homework. The last 2 weeks then are going to be the exam and individual project reports, where each person does their own report and does their own exam. And it's due by the end of the course. Now the grades are based solely on percentage of grade measure performance according to the table below. We can see each homework assignment is 10 points. The project is 22 points. The exam is 18 points. And I grade on an ABCDF scale, but notice there are no pluses and minuses. No plus minus grades. And then 0.5% is rounded up. So if you get an 89.5%, that's rounded up to a 90, which is an A. If you get 89.4%, that's rounded down to 89, which is a B. Likewise for A, B, C, D, and F. Okay, the policies and procedures in this syllabus apply to every student. A brief summary. Each homework assignment is over the weekly course topic. There's 10 questions, 1 point per question, and each homework assignment is due online through Canvas. No late homework submissions accepted. So be very careful you get it submitted. Individual project reports are due online through Canvas by the end of the course. No late projects are accepted. Exam is over 6 course topics, 18 multiple choice questions, 1 point per question. You're given 60 minutes. Exam is online through Canvas, due by the end of the course. No late exams are accepted. So now this exam, well, you open up the exam and take the exam. You have 60 minutes to take the exam. And there's no homework accepted. If you don't turn it in, you get a 0. No individual project reports, no late projects are accepted. You get a 0 if you don't turn it in. No late exams are accepted. You get a 0. And so be very careful you get things on time. That's critical for this course. Now, on submission through Canvas, if you have trouble opening Canvas or going into Canvas or anything like that, then to submit it, you can certainly submit it through email or submit it as an add-in for the Q&A or messaging, whatever. Whatever you use, if you get it to me and it's time dated and stamped by the day and date time, I'll accept it. Submit it through Canvas primarily, but if Canvas is down, you have trouble, well, then you could just email it to me. If I get it on time, on the date, I'll accept it. Afterward, though, I won't accept it. So make sure you get it in on time. So that's critical for this course. Okay, moving on. For each topic, complete each requirement. Now, each student may vary in the depth, order, frequency of the use of the resources, but all the resources are required. Read the text over the material for each topic from the PDF of text on Canvas, which I showed you in the welcome video. Download the homework questions in a Word file and Excel files in Canvas. Most of the topics I'll have in a Word file, which is my lecture, which is the video is based on. I'll have an Excel file to work the problems, which the video is based on. So both of those go together. Download the lecture notes in a Word file and download the Excel files. Watch the lecture video through the link on Canvas while following the lecture notes, text material, and homework questions. And the lecture notes will be a combination of a Word file and an Excel file on most of the topics. For communication, use the Q&A, question and answer discussion in Canvas for each topic. So each topic will have a Q&A. If you have any questions about the material, then post it on Q&A. Don't post your questions about the material on Canvas. Post it on Canvas. Don't post it in email or iMessaging. because those are unreliable. I don't always see them, and email doesn't always get to me because there's multiple links, aliases, and sometimes I don't even get the email. Submit on the Q&A on Canvas. Other people can answer those questions. I will view the Q&A from time to time to see if anyone has any questions that have not been answered, and I'll respond. So Q&A is the link for communication, not email for the material in the course, and not iMessaging for the material in the course. Submit the homework answers through Canvas by due date and time. No late homework submissions are accepted. Now for the exam, utilize the resources that I will give you. Take the exam by the due date and time through Canvas. For the exam, download the Word file of the exam study guide. I'll post an exam study guide, which is a Word file, and then I'll also have a video describing it. And then the exam will be multiple choice, timed, taken through Canvas, open book, open notes, but no collaboration is allowed. You don't work together, you do it yourself. Take the exam only once through Canvas and complete before the due date and time. No late exams are accepted. Now, one question people often ask here, and I'll try to answer this, is do I use Proctorio? No, I do not use Proctorio. You just open the exam up, and you just take the questions. Now in the exam, the questions are in the exam and the answers are in the exam, but for the homework, the question and answers are on the Word file. And so then when you post the answers in Canvas, you don't have the answers there, you just have the A, B, C, D, E, because it's multiple choice. Or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's multiple choice. So you put the either the letter or the number answer for the exam. For individual project reports, utilize the resources and submit work by the due date and time in Canvas. For the individual project report, download the Word file of the individual project report instructions. Watch the video and in preparation for the report. For the individual project report, perform research for the individual project report. Learn about a topic. Compose the individual project report. Submit the report only once through Canvas for the due date and time. No late individual project reports are accepted. Notice I keep saying individual project report. Each person must do their own report. There's no group projects here. You can help each other. Collaboration is encouraged, but nobody writes it for you. You write it yourself. Don't copy from someone. Don't let someone copy from you. You do your reports yourself. The material. Required textbook, and this is the 10th edition, and it's provided as a PDF in Canvas. Canvas is also required because there's where you download the homework, you upload the homework, and you download all of the instructions for the exam study guide, for the project instructions, and then you submit all your answers. Okay, course structure. This course contains online material, reading material, homework assignments, exam, project. Course grade is based solely on grade measure performance of homework assignments, project, exam, expressed as a grade percentage. Determine your grade percentage as a percentage of points earned out of the total possible points. Now, what this means simply is this. Whatever points you earn, 0, 1, 2, 3 through 10, you count up all the points you've earned. You divide by the total possible. That's a percentage. You compare that percentage up here. Compare that percentage here, and that tells you what your letter grade is as you go through the course. Now, the reason I emphasize that is Canvas throws out a lot of percentages. Please do not look at those percentages. Calculate your percentage by how many points you've earned divided by the total possible points, because they have all different kinds of measures that they will throw at you, and so please do not look at those. Calculate it yourself. Grades are not negotiated, and that's what I mean by based solely on grade measure performance. Grades are not negotiated. No plus minus grades, no curves, no extra credit. In calculating course grades, normal rounding conventions are used. And I've already mentioned 0.5 is rounded up, less than 0.5 is rounded down. Material in the prerequisite courses is required before taking this course. Prerequisite material will not be covered in this course, since students are expected to know the prerequisite material before coming into this course. Some students think, I took the course, I never learned it, I don't know it. That's not how I view prerequisite material. Prerequisite courses have material, and you're required to know that material before coming into the course. I will not cover prerequisite material in this course. However, if you don't remember it or it's been a while, if you need help, I will help you with that prerequisite material. I'll help you with it, but it's not part of the course. It's outside the course, but I'll still help you with it. Okay, so I won't cover it as part of the course, but I'll help you as outside the course for that material. Grades on assignments and exam will be posted on Canvas during the course. And final course grades will not be posted on Canvas, but reported to the registrar. Nothing is accepted or considered after the end of the course. Communication. I've already mentioned this before. Communication about the material or the course will be through the Q&A, question and answer link in Canvas. Everything goes through there. I will join it periodically through the week to see if there's any questions I need to clean up. But usually 90% of the questions can be answered by other students who understand it, who maybe see it differently or work in groups. But if I need to answer a question, I will come on and answer the question. In the event Canvas messaging is used for communication about the course material, I'll refer those communications to the Q&A Canvas discussion for other students to benefit from the answers. Only use Canvas messaging for personal communications. A personal communication is not, how do I work this problem, or what, I don't understand this part. Another student can help you. And usually, the reason I say that is a lot of times students who are working the same problem at the same level of understanding, and they got it, they can help you probably better, faster than I can. Because you might ask a question, I'll answer that question, but it may not be at the level of understanding you need at the time. So utilize your colleagues, your peers, because that's a very good way to learn. Since email has been unreliable in the past, for example, never receiving the email, that's been a problem. Use email only when necessary. Do not rely on email as the primary communications in this course. Should communication using email be considered necessary, like private communication, which is not part of the course, use this email address and include BANA 3000. Therefore, I'll know what course it is. Otherwise, I may not receive the email. Now, collaboration is the responsibility of each student. Now, what I mean by collaboration is working together with other students. Lack of collaboration does not eliminate a student's responsibility to submit assignments when due. In other words, if you don't get with your group, study group, if you're unable to post it on Q&A, that doesn't mean the requirements are waived. You still have to submit your work. If a tutor is used, and sometimes people use tutors, which is the responsibility of the student, be careful to use those tutors appropriately. In the past, people have used tutors to do the work for them and not help them learn the material. So they don't learn the material, they'll do the homework, but then they do poorly on the exams. So the tutor should be used appropriately in learning the material, not doing the work for you. A tutor should not do the work for you. Okay, homework. This is important in submitting the homework. Questions will be posted on Canvas in the Word file. Download the questions. Utilize the learning resources to learn the material, obtain the answer to the questions, and finally submit the answers. Now notice how this works. Carefully follow this procedure to submit homework answers through Canvas. Download the questions from Canvas, which will be in a Word file. And those questions will have the questions and answers, multiple choice, and a Word file. Download it, you have it. Obtain your answers for all the multiple choice questions. What I mean by obtain your answers is work the problems. And you can work the problems individually, in a group, collaboration, on Q&A, work the problems. Only when all the answers are ready to submit all the answers only once through Canvas. Now, when you submit your answers, the answers are just multiple choice, either A, B, C, D, not the actual text of the answers or the numbers over here, but you just submit the A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the answers are. Each student is responsible to submit answers through Canvas correctly, completely, and on time. Answers may be submitted only once. Assignments submitted will be accepted as an entire assignment, graded as an entire assignment. In other words, you can't submit one question at a time. You do it one time, and it's complete. Out of 10 questions, if you submit one answer and then submit it, you get 9 wrong. Once you begin submission, you have only 60 minutes to submit all the answers to an assignment. But all the answers must be submitted on or before the due date and time for the assignment. The due date and time are strictly enforced by Canvas. Canvas will not allow submission after the due date and time, even during the 60-minute time window. The entire assignment must be submitted on or before the due date and time indicated. No late assignments are accepted. If you don't submit on time, you get a 0. If halfway through that 60 minutes is up, then it's submitted. If the due date and time within the 60 minutes, it's submitted. If you don't answer the questions, you get a 0. Assignments not submitted have a grade of 0. Questions not submitted during an assignment have a grade of 0. The answers to the assignments will be posted online after due date, no partial credit. In other words, here's the point. The due date and time, 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night. If you start like 1 minute before and start submitting your answers, then it'll submit it for you. You can't go past the due date and time. And if you answer 2 questions and 8 you don't, you get a 0. It says, wait a minute, that's not fair. Yes, it is fair. That's your responsibility to get it on time. So make sure to be very careful with that. Every once in a while, I get a student who have a problem with that. And so be very, very careful with that. Now, if it goes down, if you can submit it through email or something, and it's before the due date and time, I'll accept it. But the due date and time is strict because you have all week to do it, and you have a lot of help to do it, and you have a video to do it at the beginning of the week. So you have plenty of time to do Q&A. You have 5-6 days to do this before it's submitted. Okay, the exam. An examination will be given during the course. Exam will be online through Canvas, multiple choice, timed, and designed for evaluation. What I mean by designed for evaluation is I only ask you questions you should know. If you've worked all the problems, if you understand the material. I will not ask you questions you don't know to see how close you get. I don't do that. You should understand, it's evaluating what you know and understand. Each student must take their own exam. No collaboration is allowed. It's individual. Collaboration is cheating and represents academic dishonesty. If academic dishonesty occurs on the exam, the student will receive 0 for the exam. And any incident of academic dishonesty may be reported to the Internal Affairs Committee of the Business School at the University of Colorado Denver for further action. And academic dishonesty means getting information from someone else or giving information to someone else. So you work the exams by yourself. Okay, no collaboration. For the exam, no material other than the course material is allowed. No communication devices such as cell phones or laptops for external communication are allowed. No help from another person, physically, remotely, or virtually is allowed. Each student is required to take their own exam from their own knowledge of material learned from the course. No exam taken will result in a 0 for the exam. No exam will be considered after the end of the course. Okay, next, the individual project reports. Each student is required to submit originally composed individual project reports. No work is accepted after the end of the course. Each student must perform their own work, submit it through Canvas, and detailed individual project report instructions will be given during the course. I'll give detailed instructions on how to do that in a video and in a Word file. Okay. Finally, nothing accepted after the end of the course. Submit all your assignment and individual project reports through Canvas on or before the due date and time. Any assignment not received when due, either through Canvas or by email with an on-time date and timestamp, has a grade of 0. No late assignments are accepted. So you can submit them through email. I say email. It could be you can send it through iMessaging, but if you're in iMessaging, you should be able to do it through the Canvas submission link. But as long as I get it with a on-time date and timestamp, I'll accept it. Grades on the assignments are are posted on Canvas. Course grades are posted through the registrar. Academic dishonesty, if it occurs on assignment or exam, you will receive a grade of 0. Any incident of academic dishonesty may be reported to the Internal Affairs Committee for further action. And this further action could mean expulsion or suspension. Okay, conduct. We were asked to put this in the syllabus because it's important. Here, strict adherence. This link is the code of conduct of a PDF. The code of conduct for everybody on campus, whether it's a student, faculty, a visitor, a guest, whatever. University information procedures, policies that govern the university, right here is found through this human resource site. And also FERPA, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, is required by law to be followed by all university personnel. This link talks about FERPA. Sometimes families call up and say, could you give me information? And we say no. And they're angry. This is by law. We are required to do this by law. Only the people who have a right to see this information can receive it. And we can only give out that information to only people who have legitimate rights to see it or legal rights to see it. And we can't give it out to anyone just because they say they want it. Also, any current or potential indications of violations of verbal or physical disruption or intimidation can be reported to the care team. And this is a link to the care team. Now, what this means is any incidents of violence, of intimidation, either physical intimidation, intimidation, or verbal intimidation, can be reported to the care team. Now, this care team is really an assessment team. They just assess what's going on, try to find out what's happening, and maybe disengage maybe things that are happening, or help people on their behavior. Any incidents of violent or disruptive behavior can be reported to the Internal Affairs Committee again. Conduct also includes etiquette that is respectful to all people, facility, and institutions. And that etiquette, be careful with your language, be careful with your mood, with what you say, because it matters. Okay, our expectation. Faculty policies state that courses in the business school should require of their students a workload that enhances quality education and is consistent with the amount of academic credit for a course. This course requires work submitted on a regular basis. It's a 3-credit course. It's a university course. It's an undergraduate core course, and it requires a university level of rigor. Policy on ads, drops, and incomplete grades. I generally do not approve ads. I do not approve drops after the end of the course. I do not no incomplete grades are given. Finally, the statement. Policies in the syllabus apply to every student. Although I may consider special circumstances during the course, standards will never be compromised. All work must be done during the semester according to the syllabus. And there are special circumstances that I will take into account. But the grade at the end of the course is based on how much work you've done in the course. No incomplete grades will be given. And the standards will not be compromised. Now, any action taken by me that may be considered to vary from the policies is not a cause to eliminate or alter the student's responsibility to adhere to all requirements of the course or to prevent my action in enforcing the policies in the course to every student. In other words, if something happens, I say, let's work this out. I'm not going to have the same type of working something out during this course for everybody just because I did it for one student. Everyone's required to do the work. I do not lower the standards. I give a grade based on whatever work is done during the course, and no late assignments are accepted within this course. And every once in a while, we have special circumstances. I don't know what they are. From time to time, special things have come up, like a pandemic. We have to make allowances. Okay, one thing I haven't mentioned in here specifically, I have mentioned Excel. Excel is a computer program we use in here. No other software is used but Excel and add-ins in Excel because Excel at a core course I think is essential for working data, especially analytics. This is a business analytics core course in operations, so there will be quantitative material. That's all I have for the syllabus. Between now and the next time I see you, take care.